Boy, I just love the smell of old comic books. So I have another story for you. My friend Smoothie hooked me up again. Somebody was having a yard sale. It's an old farmhouse. Happens to only be about 3 miles from my house. And they were selling a bunch of stuff, and he happened to say, "Do you have comic books?" And they did, but they couldn't get to them right now. They're up in the attic. So he gets their number and everything, calls them up. We went over there today. And this is an old farmhouse. We went up into the attic, which was more like a crawl space, and it was dark, no lights. Had to be about maybe 3.5 feet high at the most, so we were on our hands and knees, and we're going through this attic looking for all different things, whatever we can find. He's looking for cars and other kind of memorabilia, and I'm looking, of course, for comic books. And it was really hot up there. Today it's like 85 out, so it was probably, I'd say, close to 100 up in that attic. And I've got my camera, or my phone rather, using the light on my phone. He has a small lantern, and we're crawling around on our hands and knees. So we're up in this attic, and I see 2 boxes like this next to each other. They got tops on them, and this is right towards the eaves. So this is the last box. The eave is pointing down like this, so it was almost touching the roof. So I managed to get this first box moved. It was stuck to the floor. I managed to get that moved. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh, am I even gonna bother? I'm almost on my belly now. And I also have my hands in raccoon shit. So it was a little trying, but I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let that box sit back there. I gotta look at that. So I managed to get this first box free. And I reach around this one. I'm holding my phone in one hand, and I'm reaching out with my right hand and trying to get this one. I couldn't get it to move. It just was stuck to the floor. So I take this box and I ram it into it a couple times, and I see it shaking loose. So I reach out, I wiggle it, and I get it loose, and I pull it out. I open it up, and there's a bunch of little golden books in there and a couple of things like that. And then I look down the side, and I see that. All right, I see the edge of the books, and I go, oh, okay, comic books. And this was all they had at the entire place. So it's nothing like, that last haul that I had, which I'm still going through, by the way. But there's some decent stuff here, so we'll go through this real quick. So there's a little Lulu, Idaho Stampede, and a lot of these books had date stamps on them from 64. So most of these books are from 64, 65. There's one from 62. Must have bought them at the same store. Pixie and Dixie, Fury, Idaho Silver with a bunch of writing on the cover. McHale's Navy, date stamp. What's that say? 64. Roughly Hillbillies, 1963. And they're in decent shape. Some of them have like bent edges and that, but for the most part, they're really in nice shape. This one's interesting. Flintstones at the New York World's Fair, 1963. That one I got to look up. Freddy, never heard of Freddy. Treasure Chest, Black Fury, Lassie, Ponytail. I had a couple of those in the last haul that I had. Another Beverly Hillbillies. Don't worry, it gets better. Laurel and Hardy, and then a whole bunch of Archie books. And these will all sell at least for $1. Someone like this are in very nice shape. So we'll see. I'll look them up, see what they go for, and list them at half price or whatever. Life with Archie, another Archie, 115, Archie's Madhouse, Pep, 174. Archie's Pale, Jughead, Archie's Madhouse again, Archie's Madhouse, Little Archie, she's Josie. By the way, on that last haul that I had, somebody alerted me to the fact I would have found it out eventually, but let me know that, hey, that Josie that you have there, that I was just casually throwing aside, is like a $500 book. Archie's Rival Reggie, Betty and Veronica, Archie's Madhouse Annual, another little Archie, Betty and Veronica, date stamp, looks like 64. Another one with a date stamp. Love the date stamps, right, Alan? Wilbur, that's in decent shape. Archie's joke book, that's pretty nice. Pep, another joke book. There's like 40 of these, so you get the drift. Life with Archie, Archie and Me. Some of these are in really decent shape. You know, 7s, maybe 8s. A couple of them aren't. That one's pretty beat. All right, then a bunch of Harveys. I mean, if I say the best for last, I cherry pick this pile. Sad Sack, Richie Rich, G.I. Juniors, Little Lotta, bunch of Harveys. Right, Baby Huey, typical stuff. You know, I'll go to a show and I'll list all these things for $1. 1964, another date stamp on that one. Sad Sack. So most of these are from 64, 65, and they were tucked away in that box. I don't know for how long, but they survived pretty good actually. And in the summertime, it must have been blazing hot up there, and in the wintertime, it had to be freezing cold. And there's like no rust on the staples. You know, they're all in really decent shape. Quite a mix of books. Typical stuff. There's one from 62. Hector Heathcote. Used to love the cartoon. Beetle Bailey, Top Cat, Yogi Bear, Zane Grey's Stories of the West, the Flintstones, Three Stooges. I don't know what that was doing in there. Matter of fact, this one was not in there. This was on a table they had out back, so that one doesn't count. Two Gun Kid, number 72. Nice Jack Kirby cover. And that book's in really nice shape. You know, a little chip there, but that's about it. Then these are the ones that were the reason I bought the whole lot. Superman 172, very nice shape, date stamp. Lois Lane 52, date stamp right on the moon there. Wonder Woman 149, 1964. That's a nice shape. And Adventure Comics, another one with a date stamp. So there we go. 2 finds in 2 weeks. Maybe we can keep it going. Take it easy, everybody.